Okay, so some interesting news today. All right, so not necessarily bad, but interesting. Of course, this comes from a leak, not a rumor. You still want to take it with a grain of salt, but three Nintendo games may no longer be exclusive to Nintendo. Let's talk about it. So what is up, YouTube? It's RSMario here, bringing you another Nintendo video. Alright, so this one is actually part of a massive leak that came from Geforce Now, which is Nvidia's streaming service. Now, I covered the full leak, minus these three games, on my second channel, The Loot Box Hero. And now, if you want to check out the full leak, which includes stuff from Sony, Microsoft, Capcom, Square Enix, EA, Take-Two. Like, when I said this leak is huge, this leak, the only leak I've covered that was bigger than this would be the Pokédex leaks from the Pokemon games. So, this is pretty big, alright? Now, of course, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that kind of stuff so you can continue to get videos from me. But yeah, so, three games, not going to be Nintendo exclusives anymore. So a little bit of background on this. GeForce Now is Nvidia's streaming service, similar to PlayStation Now or Amazon Luna. And the way it works from a business model is they would say, go to a publisher and say, I want to put X game on my service. They would make some sort of deal. They probably would pay, kind of like Microsoft does with Game Pass. They will probably pay them, and then they will be able to put the game, stream the game on their service. What leaked from GeForce Now was a database containing games that they tested on their service to see if it worked, so that more than likely they would be able to do these deals with the publisher so they can get those games on their service. And it included games like Halo, like Horizon Forbidden West, but there were three Nintendo games on there that are exclusive to Nintendo Switch. The first one being Shin Megami Tensei 5. Alright, and of course, it was a leak. Take it with a grain of salt. Luckily, this video is sponsored by Salt, now in Jew flavor. So now you can protect yourself from wounds, unseasoned food, and unsubstantiated internet rumors from Reddit, as well as protect yourself from the wrath of the Almighty God. Salt! Just a little bit, keep you from hell. So, Shin Megami Tensei 5 is one that I kind of expected, because everywhere I looked, I didn't see where this game was exclusive to Nintendo Switch. It never specifically said that. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, the game is not a Nintendo game. It's not being published by Nintendo. I don't think Nintendo has any money in this game. So, of course, Atlas could release the game wherever they want it. And a Steam version of the game wouldn't be out of the question, because, of course, if Nvidia is testing this game for their service, it must mean that a PC version of the game is coming. So I wouldn't see that as a big surprise. The next game, though, is interesting, which is Bayonetta 3. So Bayonetta 3 was said to be is on this list as well, from Sega, and that game is advertised as being exclusive to Nintendo Switch. But console exclusivity and exclusivity are two different things. So console exclusive means you can only get it on that console, but it doesn't mean you can't get it on PC. So that means that they're not going to port this game to PS4, 5, or whatever the family of Xbox has. But it's only, as a console, only going to be on the Switch. But that doesn't rule out a PC port, Now, Bayonetta 2 has never been released on PC or anywhere else other than the Wii U and the Switch, which means that that game could also get ported to PC. The other one is, now this one is even bigger surprise, or even bigger question mark, and that's Mario plus Rabbids. Could it happen? Theoretically, yes. I mean, because technically Ubisoft did develop the game and they published the game in the West and in Europe, the only place the game was published by Nintendo was in Asia, like Japan, China, Korea, etc. So theoretically, Ubisoft could, in the West, put the game on Steam. You know, so they could be working on a PC version of the game. I don't see why Nintendo wouldn't give them the blessing, because they're not really changing the game in any way. This wouldn't really, this wouldn't really embarrass Nintendo or damage the brand. You know, if anything, this would be a very interesting experiment of a Nintendo game on Steam. Kind of like the way PlayStation does now, where they release their games and then eventually the games will be released on Steam, like the Uncharted collection. You know, so theoretically it could happen, but is it happening? Now this list is 6 months old. Alright, so that means that these games, a lot of these projects on this list could very well be canceled, you know, or just not happening for whatever reason. You know, Nintendo could have at one point said, okay, yeah, you could do a PC version of the game, and then changed his mind, decided not to later. You know, or, Ubisoft could have just canceled it and said, we're not going to do that. You know, because, again, Ubisoft is moving towards more of a games as a service model, and maybe they just didn't want to use the resources to port this game. They wanted to use it to make something different. Either way, I think this is very interesting. Alright, tell me what you think about it in the comments, because I love your comments. I love talking to you. Of course, like, comment, subscribe. Check out my second channel where I cover the full leak and keep it real.